Good afternoon and welcome to Quays News. I'm Eva Griffiths.
I'm Paul Coleman. Here are some of today's top scorers. Torrential rainfall has brought about flooding in Derbyshire, and the Women's Manchester Derby takes place this Sunday at Old Trafford. More coming up later on today's programme.
Storm Babette brought exceptional rainfall to many parts of the country. Although it may seem like it is a thing of the past, it has had a lasting impact on the community. Our reporter Emma went to Derbyshire to find out more.
Storm Babette caused significant damage, with the Environmental Agency's flood warning service sending out over 300,000 messages by email, telephone and text during Storm Babette.
I'm here in Derbyshire, right by the River Derwent, which a couple of weeks ago was at a record height during Storm Babette, which caused many issues and caused hundreds of people to have to be evacuated from their homes and businesses. Many had to shut and are still dealing with the consequences now.
We received a warning sort of via the government website that you can sign up to for flood warnings. Once we've been alerted to that, sort of very eager to see what the river levels were doing, and it soon became quite apparent that it was going to be very serious. For us, it flooded our beer garden. Our cellar was completely full with water from the floor right up to the ceilings. It's demoralising, you know. It gets to the stage where we tried to fight the battle as much as we could. We've got 4 pumps in the cellar, and they just got overwhelmed. And once you see, you know, your livelihood, you know, filling up with water, it's demoralising.
I went to a meeting where a few gathered to talk about how Derbyshire is going to make a comeback after the flooding.
This isn't a one-off. This isn't one in 100 years. We're going to keep seeing these floods and traumatic things for people and for clubs and for everybody. We need to see how, as a region, we can make it better.
So what can you do to prepare for flooding in the future? I spoke to a local environmental agency who said,
The first thing we would urge people to do is to understand their flood risks. We then encourage people to form a flood action plan and have that ready for the unfortunate event of flooding.
As of Friday 27th October, there are 16 flood warnings, meaning that the threat of flooding still remains. Emma Nelson in Derbyshire for Quays News.
Now it's a big weekend for women's football as Manchester United women's team takes on Manchester City women on Sunday, and for the first time in history the fixture will be played at Old Trafford. Luke Pons has more on this.
Currently outside Manchester United, the Theatre of Dreams, and on Sunday at 4:30 the Women's Manchester Derby will be held here at Old Trafford for the very first time. 6 games in and Manchester United are currently unbeaten, sat 3rd in the league. City at the moment are not doing the best. They're currently on 2 straight defeats in the Super League, but only 2 points separate the sides. Both sides last played each other in May, where a Lucia Garcia last-minute goal gave the red side of Manchester the victory. Last December, Manchester City women broke the attendance record for the Manchester Derby with approximately 44,000 spectators attending. On Sunday, Manchester United women will be looking to break the Super League attendance record, which currently sits at 54,000 spectators. The match in question was Arsenal vs Liverpool back in October. The Mancas reported on its website that currently over 40,000 tickets have been sold for the fixture. Pricing for the fixture is currently set at £15 adults and £7.50 for concessions and children, which makes it a great spectacle to come see.
And now here's Elliot with the sport.
Thanks guys. Early today Everton have been deducted 10 points, leaving the Merseyside club joint bottom on 4 points with Burnley. The club have released a statement saying they were left shocked and disappointed after being found guilty by an independent commission. The blue side of Liverpool have said they will launch their own appeal and that they will be concluded by the end of the season. Following this decision, Leeds, Leicester and Burnley have all said they are intending to sue Everton Football Club. Southampton are also looking at taking legal action which could cost the club tens of millions of pounds. In brighter news, England are looking at continuing winning ways in European qualifiers as they are playing Malta at 7:45 tonight. The game will be taking place at a sold-out Wembley, as England are sat top of the table undefeated in 6 games, but Malta are yet to win 1 game during the qualifiers. In other news, Tom Aspinall became UFC interim heavyweight champion after beating Sergey Pavlovich just over 1 minute into the first round. He became one of 3 English champions following his victory in the Octagon on Saturday night. Leon Edwards, the only other English UFC champion currently still fighting, is preparing for his welterweight brawl against Colby Covington in just under 1 month. It will be 9 AM, 5 AM British times. Do you think you guys will be staying up for it?
Definitely not.
Absolutely not.
Be in bed.
It is important to keep our clothes sustainable, and in Media City, a multi-charity clothes shop has opened to ensure that we're all being a bit more eco-friendly. Our reporter Tina Perusa has more.
Every year, 360,000 tonnes of clothes and textiles are thrown away and wasted into landfill. Organisations like the charity shop Supermarket aim to prevent this from happening by encouraging people to shop more in second-hand clothing.
It's great to reuse and keep things sustainable, which is definitely why I do it, but also just from a fashion sense, vintage stuff is coming back, so it's very popular, so I think you can combine both and it's really good.
The Charity Supermarket organisation has set up a pop-up shop here in Media City where customers can come and enjoy and shop pre-loved fashion and second-hand clothes. The clothes come from the biggest retailers in the UK and it's here to create sustainability within fashion. Items such as these ones can be found here. They're second-hand and they are here for the next 6 weeks.
Very excited about doing this. We do currently have a store in St James Quarter in Edinburgh, but this is the first time we're doing it in the north of England. And yeah, we're hoping the next one will be in Manchester City Centre.
It's amazing, basically, isn't it? I think it's a wonderful idea, and it's more power to it.
There's lots to choose from, isn't there?
Well, so far, yeah. Sort through, yeah.
Many people are put off by second-hand clothes due to the stigma of them being worn before and the quality being not as high, but at this charity shop you won't be able to tell the difference.
Just all this, a really wide range of clothes. You can find literally anything here, I feel like, and second-hand clothes shops is really where it's at for cheap, affordable clothing, which sometimes you get a stain or two on them, but going around this shop I haven't seen any.
Just like the second-hand shoppers at the charity supermarket, it is important to reduce, reuse and recycle our clothes, and this is a small way you can save our planet. Tina Perusa, Quays News.
With Children in Need taking place this evening, queues are building up and the excitement is contagious. Madison Ellis reports.
For the 3rd year, BBC Children in Need is back here at Media City. The lineup includes a performance from Leanne Pinnock, an exclusive scene from Doctor Who's David Tennant, and a celebration of Vernon Kay's achievement running 115 miles from Leicester to Bolton, raising just under £4 million. All presented by Lenny Rush, Alex Scott and Chris Ramsey and many more. We've been wandering around Media City today, finding attendees to talk to about tonight's event.
I am so excited to see, and I think so many of us are, Vernon. I mean, he has been, the communities that he's brought everybody together, and he's been fundraising so hard. We just cannot wait to welcome him home and champion him and cheer him because he's been doing so much. So yeah, absolutely Vernon for us.
The millions that they raise, it's just unbelievable. And Vernon Kay is just amazing. I think raised more than any other celebrity ever. And they always do well, so that's amazing.
It makes it feel good, doesn't it? I'll be listening to all the Vernon stuff on that, driving up, blarting, and because it's just that feel-good factor that people sort of come together, and and it obviously raises a lot of money for a good cause.
Yeah.
There's a feel-good factor. It's good entertainment. What's not to like?
That's all we have time for on today's programme. Thank you for watching.
Join us next week on Quays News for more updates.
Thank you.